Так, ну что, продолжим? Да. Ну, первая миссия, там явно слита уже будет. У меня там половина допросов уже слита. У меня там большинство допросов дальше уже не смогу нормально ответить, потому что у меня нету приколюк. Ну погнали расти.
You Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife,
Hey,
Celine Henry.
Murder?
Козлина.
Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh my
for
God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry.
she's-
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus.
Да-да-да.
I'm sorry.
О, Jesus. Мне, видимо, игра еще раз дала шанс провести допрос.
I get even the slightest hint.
Не его, как обычно, всру. Так. СМС-очка.
You think the atmosphere's thick in here? Wait till you try the gas chamber.
Спасибо за предложение, позаботься
The
о
oldest
моей
problem there is
жене.
what
Это
to do
вечный
about the
момент
old
для
lady.
старуш. СМС с угрозами.
He'll be back in a moment. Just sit tight.
Угу.
Size
45-й.
11s.
Нихуя. Ну, насколько мы помним, у подозреваемого было 41 размер. Так, там вроде бы больше ничего. Да и в принципе, по-моему, больше тут и его в комнате ничего не будет. Лечение алкоголизма.
Optimistic, Cole.
Алкаш. Ладно, поговорим. Че, быстренько сольемся.
So who could
Передвижение
have killed
жертв.
Celine? Where did she go last night, Jacob?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
Блядь, начинается. Послание, зажигалка, взлом, женская туфля, проблемы в семье, записка. Ну, я тогда просрал болтовню с начальником бара. Я, видимо, не открыл то, что он потом приехал в бар за женой.
We get the impression that Celine liked to live the glamorous life. How did she end up with a hump like you, Jacob?
Celine was one of the first woman pilots. She hung out with movie stars and royalty. But when she came back here broke and struggling, she married a mechanic. Put a roof over her head, food on the table. Not glamorous, but the best I could do. I'm not ashamed about that.
Последний контакт с
When
жертвой.
did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night, I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
That's a lie and you know it. You tailed her, watched her come out of a bar, and then beat her to death. Admit it, Henry.
Why would I do that, detective?
Вы стати, что у вас проблемы в семье.
My
Бля.
wife was a drunk. It was a sickness with her. Doesn't mean I didn't love her. Would you stop loving your wife if she was unwell?
No, I wouldn't. Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
Глазки-то бегают. Глазки-то бегают. А что ему предложить, непонятно. Записка с угрозами. А, эту хрень можно было предложить ему на второй. Ну, блядь, я еблан.
You went to her house, you fought, you beat her, she left, and then you followed her.
I left first. She tried to batter me with a frying pan. I had to slap her down.
Understandable.
Херня какая-то.
So you can prove that you came back here after you left your wife's place.
I came back here. I was here all night. Start work at 6:30. Not the going out type. That's all? You got more in that goddamn book? Spit it out. That's all?
Блин, херня какая-то, ладно.
You got more in that goddamn book? Spit it out.
So you can prove that you came back here after you left your wife's place.
I came back here. I was here all night. Start work at 6:30. I'm not the going out type.
Did a neighbor see you? Did you talk to anyone? You need an alibi, Jacob.
Херня.
I don't have
Тут
one.
половина
I
у
was
меня
here.
вопросов, которые я бы мог запруфить.
We're still gonna need
Я
you
не
to come
договорился
downtown.
с другими чуваками, и у
We can
меня
get this all down on paper, Jacob. How
полная
you got
жижа
fed up with
здесь
your wife
будет.
and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
You was a loss of the tramp and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
You're not being rational.
Блять, шляпу потерял.
What's this about?
Потерял ёбаную шляпу.
Call it in and get a squad car dispatched. And check for messages. I'll keep old Slugger here company.
Приглядишь, ага. Он тебя по щам таким надавал сейчас.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need a patrol unit to transport a suspect back to Central.
Certainly, Detective. You have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
Yes, ma'am.
Carruthers,
It's Phelps.
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal
Такой
instrument.
предмет.
Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt.
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc. Operator, give me R&I.
Охренеть, даже в желудке. Нормально так.
Any word on an owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects
Всех
returned to Central.
подозреваемых
Interviews
доставить,
to be set up
допросить.
immediately.
У меня
we're coming
нету
in.
теперь, блядь, доказательств. Какой допрос? Успокойтесь. Можно досрочно закрывать дело. Что? И чилить дальше. Так, Гэллоуэй. Нихуя ты ведешь.
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we going?
Бля, какие вкусные сухарики.
Carruthers said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
See? You'll be whistling too.
Так, окей. Квартира Мендеса.
I recognize that guy from the papers. He's a cop.
Макфайр. Нету. Мендес. 16.
Mendez, apartment 16.
Окей. Видимо, самый последний. Ну, побежали.
Don't bother knocking, just kick the door in.
Опа!
Take a look around and see what you can find.
Здорово. Что тут у тебя? Ячейки какие-то. Это буклетики. Куча бухла. Так, тут нихуя нету. Пистолетик.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
Не поможет, серьезно.
Gotta get these to Ray. Size 8s could help place Mendez at the scene.
Опа. Помада, монтировочка. Да не трясись ты.
Carruthers could match the color and brand of the body.
Ну, это, скорее всего, оружие убийства. Да блин.
Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
We have the murder weapon. We better get Pinker down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break. Captain Donald will begin to like you.
Hey! What gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
Пиу.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there!
Так.
You don't need to do this, Alonzo!
Get in and drive.
А чё я за руль-то? Блять, ну вот я же говорил, ну чё я? Я бы, может, пострелял бы.
I got an idea. Get him next to my window, Cole. Keep me alongside his vehicle, and I'll stop the son of a
Блять, ну
bitch.
если мы его догоним, то я поравняюсь, конечно. У нас что-то машинка не найс.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Жесть, чел, блять.
Keep it steady, and I'll try to bust his tires.
Нихуя себе, сразу движок загорелся. Стрелил колесо и мини-движок. Найс, найс, найс.
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry.
I smell the man.
Вот это я понимаю уровень.
I ain't seeing a goddamn thing.
You did a grand job, lads. Phelps, that's quite a way to acquit yourself in your first outing as a homicide investigator. It seems the city has a new and
Да
vengeful
нихуя не
guard.
оправдал. Мы обосрались
Considering the evidence against your suspect
с
and
головой.
the thoroughness with which a report was compiled, I foresee a safe passage through the courts, and the DA agrees with me. Brutality on a scale such as this deserves retribution. The people and the press of this city demand it.
Водички бы хоть дали. Правильные вопросы, похвально. Подозреваемый на том свете, неважно, что отправили Джейкоба в тюрягу. Чего, блядь? Какое нахуй?
This pain to cool the lava you pump through my veins, 'cause I'm burning up for you.
Хуяк по голове тебе. Расходились ночью.
Galloway. Got it, Skipper.
Ночью спать надо.
Yeah, I'll bring
Не,
him.
блядь, шаться
He's
тут
my
по
partner,
парковкам.
after all.
What do we got?
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hats are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
That sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy. I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
Let's go. Ну, раз ты знаешь где, ты отвезешь. Мне что-то стало впадло возить наши жирные задницы. Все, погнали, ты отвезешь.
You're behind the wheel.
Say all's fair in love and war.
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
Don't go getting ahead of
Нихуя себе
yourself.
со второй
That's
полоски
one clearance under your
налево
belt. Now it's a
поворачивает.
new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
No assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. We might get along after all.
Так, ну сейчас надо максимально сосредоточенными быть и написать допросы.
You know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have two of my finest investigators on the case, fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex.
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that
So you don't
matter.
believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to beat that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the City of Angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
This is awful. Awful. Why can't we get
Detective?
any closer?
I was first on scene.
Ничего скажешь.
What's going on over there?
You find her, Gonzalez?
Not me. Family out for a stroll. I was first reporting.
Can you show me the body?
It's under the pepper tree, this way.
All these cops. There's got to be something big.
vultures, officer. But you can tell me what's going on.
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
Here she is.
Similar MO.
For what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad who wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is we got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
Do you mind if I examine the body?
Be my guest.
Но ее душили.
Look at your markings.
Прям нормально так душили.
I'll do some comparisons back at the
Веревкой,
lab and get back to
канатом,
you.
наверное.
The stomping angle in the Henry case, was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story. You catch all the good ones, Phelps.
Колечко сняли.
Cut on the finger.
Fourth finger, left hand, a wedding or engagement ring, violently removed.
Так, потек.
seen it all.
Так, продолжим. Так, на второй руке что?
Looks like she was tied up.
It does
Связали.
at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
Драгоценности тоже. Правильно. Угу. Что в сумочке? Дейдра Моллер.
Well, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by R&I?
Back in a second.
Давай.
If the motive was robbery, why not take the money?
$5 всего. Чем, блядь, из-за $5 париться. Так.
Detectives, R&I says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. We could have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Да, да. Вот ходим по натоптанному. Угу. Ладно.
So, hey, what's going on over there?
This is
Show's
awful.
over. Keep moving, all of you.
Why can't we get
Ну,
any closer?
съябывайте. О, эти челики.
This is a crime scene.
Tell you
All of you
about it.
move along.
Your lips are moving.
Hey, that's that cop.
Блин, вот у меня такое чувство, что мы тут не закончили. Хотя нет. Нас нах отсюда отправляют. Хотя у меня было прям такое чувство, что мы вот с какими-то челиками тут раньше разговаривали.
You can drive.
Ты поведешь.
Fine. Where are we headed? Still might be some playing the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
Это сразу про мужа.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? Well, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father,
У
Cole?
него дети есть.
Don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over. Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
Опа.
Is your father home?
We'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle?
Бля, Растя, ну ты хотя бы при ребенке в чужом доме не кури. Неприлично же.
Incidental.
Сама готовит. Ботиночки. Какой размер?
Work boots. Size 8.
Опять 41. Кольца нету.
No sign of a wedding ring. Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
LG. Записочки маленьких девочек. Чё-то нихуя нету.
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead.
Бля. Подождать батю, сказать там, типа, все дела. Так, отношения между родителями.
Happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
Да пиздишь.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. And he always wore her golden butterfly.
Брошь-бабочка. Последний контакт с жертвой.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
And did he come and get you?
Of course.
Блять.
Some boys offered me a ride home, but that's not the right thing to do.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Батя отсутствовал.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
Блять, вот непонятно.
I know it's painful, Michelle. But this may be important.
Ну, вспомни
She wore a
еще
wedding
что-нибудь.
ring?
Mommy chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, a yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday. We had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
Thanks, Miss Muller. You've been very brave.
Hey! What gives?
Daddy, the police
Go to your
are
room,
here.
please, Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's some
Your wife
kind
was found murdered this morning.
Found? What? But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
Пиздёж.
You should come clean if you're having an affair.
Дочь
or if
тебя
there's something going
спалила.
on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
Да, ты пиздишь. У тебя алиби, что ты, блядь, дома не был.
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while. I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
Следы на месте
What size
преступления.
shoe do you wear, Mr. Mueller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Блядь, чел, хоры пизди.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Mueller?
41-й.
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
У тебя рабочая обувь.
That's funny.
41-го.
The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Блядь, чё вы так колдаете?
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
Передвижение.
Your wife went to pick up Michelle?
Yes, that's right.
Ваша жена поехала за Мишель? Да, верно.
What happened, Hugo? You got any theories? Because we're starting to like you for this.
Блядь, а чё предложить?
The car park by the school is kind of dark. Maybe somebody jumped her there. Did you try the parking lot?
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, god damn it.
А, блядь, я не открыл диалог с малой.
I think you set this up, Hugo.
Я не
I think you
могу
kicked up
ему
a fuss about
предъявить.
staying home for an
Блядь,
alibi. Then you
хуёво.
followed your wife and murdered her.
You're out of your mind coming in here making accusations like that. Come out into the yard and I'll make you take that back, mister.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi, check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in LA. Three, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
Здорово, мать.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Muller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Muller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Muller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Усюка.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
На нахуй. Изи. Так, ботиночки с кровью. Ага. 41 размера. Все, братишь.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, Detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't want home and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncles?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down
Нихуя
here, clean
себе
up,
дверь сама
take care of the
закрылась.
kid.
Ова. Иди, малая.
I won't say anything more to you. I don't want to get Daddy into trouble.
Да у него уже и так неприятности. Вот, телефон.
Galloway, Homicide Division, badge number 564.
Go ahead, Detective Unit.
Can we get Ray Pinker and a technical services team to a house at 130 North Bonnie Bray Street? And send someone down from Juvenile Hall to look after a young lady.
Roger, 11K.
А, нихуя, мне больше звонить не надо.
Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has a report waiting. Police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
TI Radio with this public service announcement. Juvenile delinquency is an ever-growing problem.
Нет, все-таки про школу надо звонить, узнавать.
Isn't he the cop who won a medal in solving all the cases?
Whoa!
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
And тут
I need an address on a Belmont High School.
Checking for you, Detective. Belmont High, 1575 West 2nd Street.
Thanks, ma'am.
Так, Galloway.
You know the way.
Двигай
You can
жопу,
drive.
ты ведешь. Ну ничего, блядь.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband.
Always make the husband.
Не думал,
9
что...
times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. And try this one on besides. Rusty's razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away, that one.
Так. Морг центрального района. 3:43 дня. Смотрим, что было.
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
Он еще похож на вот этот. Или вот этот. Ну точно не второй.
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. If anything else comes up, you let us know.
Спасибо, док. Так, а кому звонить? Белматскую школу мы вроде открыли.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I
Isn't
help,
that the cop who
Detective?
solved the big case and got
Are there any
promoted?
messages for me?
Yes, Detective. A green 1946 coupe registered to Mrs. Hugo Muller has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. Captain Donnelly wants you to head down there immediately to take the school janitor's statement.
Thanks for your help.
Just don't know how to dance to bebop.
Ну погнали. Расти. Расти.
You know the way.
Ты
You can
ведешь.
drive.
And where exactly are we going?
Ведешь. Едем в школу. Возвращаемся в 2007.
Not exactly the happiest of places, the coroner's office.
Carruthers is a good man, professional, diligent. If you're working with a pro, it's easy to overlook the grim realities of a place like that.
Funny job, that. The coroner's.
How so?
You don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
Been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
If I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the
This is the car?
Yes, sir, Detective.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially. I was told to wait for you guys.
Thanks. We'll take it from here. What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
And this was the same man?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but truth is, it was pretty dark.
All right. Tell me about this man you've been having trouble with.
He hangs near the playground, tries to befriend the children. He was around here
Ah,
last night.
la,
with
la,
both
la.
hands.
Is he violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes. There's the son of a bitch now. Hey, you!
Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I can cut him off.
То убийцы, то педофилы. Нихуя он бегает. Рокета. Педофилы бегают быстрее, чем, блять, военные. Давай, давай, давай. Чё, блядь, за... Бег двух даунов.
What's your name?
Who's asking?
А кто
You
спрашивает?
can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you oaky motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
Опа,
You're under arrest,
золотая
Eli.
брошь.
You are in very deep trouble.
Why bother with the paperwork, Eli? I'm gonna take out my gun, and I'm gonna count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
Hang on a goddamn minute. I found that thing in the parking lot.
Get some backup out here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
Нихуя так быстро машинки приезжают, что... Так, что в багажнике у жертвы? Ага.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here. The overalls
HM.
are stenciled HM. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
It's from a Chrysler. Could be important.
Пять сек. Так, продолжим. Пым. Так, получается, педофила задержали, и Хьюго все равно под прицелом.
How can I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Muller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thank you.
Окей.
You can
Больше
drive.
у нас мест нет, да?
Fine. Where are we headed?
В участок возвращаемся. Сейчас, блядь, начнется самое
I say we make
веселое.
Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Muller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for now.
Центральное отделение полиции. 7:08 после полудня.
Better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do it. Are they ready?
Так,
Bowler's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
хуя ты. Давай сначала к Моллеру.
Mount
piece of our script off me at the grand jury.
Here's where we
Case got
stand,
thrown
Hugo.
out. Now the
Your
DA
next door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Уничтожение улик.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Believe what?
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin them.
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
You learned to strangle with the rope in the army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
Врешь, как дышишь. Комбинезончик нашли.
Green overalls, blood-stained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Ну, по сути, да, у нас на него вообще ничего нет.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that depth.
I've been in this job 20 years.
Captain,
I never fired.
we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
Okay.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
Место работы.
Down on your luck, Eli.
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
What kind of job, Eli?
Working fishing boats, odd jobs around the boatyards. I'm pretty good with my hands.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
Mrs. Muller was strangled with a triple braid. Give me something, Eli.
I like braid, but I didn't rope that woman. You're not hanging this one on me, partner.
You killed Mrs. Muller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
Ты убил мисс.
You're a liar, Eli. You needed the money, so you killed her.
I've been around some, son. You got some evidence that proves I stole that butterfly from that woman? I done told you I found that pretty thing. I never stole it.
I don't like you, Eli. I think you're an evil man. I think you try to pass off your pain to other people. I can't make you for this case, but my consolation is that I don't think you will be out of prison for very long.
You can count on it, shitbird. By the way, Eli, the captain and the hat squad would like to talk to you next. Any idea what they might want to talk about?
I'm praying that those prints come through, so I can nail that son of a bitch.
Блин, да не хочу я Хьюго предъявлять. Это 100% не он. Просто из-за того, что у меня, блядь, слито три вопроса, и мне не дают ему сразу предъявить обвинение. Хуйня. В реале бы вообще похуй было, блядь. Да, похуй его сажать.
You better not go soft on me in here.
Are they ready?
Bowler's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Okay, girls, please stole my cigarette.
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
How long is this gonna take?
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
You're down on your luck, Eli.
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
This place you worked have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't miss the place. Big yellow letters, HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
Farm boy like you, Eli, must prefer McGay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid. Tie hitching braid. It stays tight.
Мотив убийства.
You killed Mrs. Muller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things. and you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and then put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight, and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
You're as good as done, Mr. Rooney. All it will take now is some paperwork.
For my money, Hugo Muller's our #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
I don't want no part of it. If Captain finds out, we're dead.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Believe what?
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin them.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM, found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the Army.
Do you know anything about braided ropes?
Some. They're mainly used for mooring lines, hawsers, you know, that kind of stuff. We don't have much use for them in the machine shop. We use chain hoists.
He ran the light on Olympic and we found
Ну ладно. Да, это 100% не батя. Да и не этот.
Eli Rooney, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Deirdre Muller.
You want to put me back in the stir that badly, boy? You go ahead and try. I'll beat that rat. I ain't a killer.
На. Жмыхнуло тебя нормально.
Phelps, Galloway. Congratulations are at hand. Drink, boys? I think you'll receive a commendation for this one, gentlemen. In the meantime, I'll speak to the DA about expediting the passage of the case. We need swift and merciless justice for poor Deirdre.
Да.
We captured 2 regular army.
Lieutenant!
Well, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank.
I'm in charge here, Medier!
Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen?
You're wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There is no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Get this, Golden Boy actually seems to know what he's doing. See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we are fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the US because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
Ну да, логично, в принципе. Тут Фелпс 100% прав. Смерть в шелковых чулках.
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing.
Finbar.
Yeah, my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Так, Расти, давай ты поведешь, я не хочу.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah, it means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Место преступления. Час дня.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Okay. Фуд фетишизм. Ну да.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker.
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you when you're ready.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled. The lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force.
А глаза не нарисовали нормально.
Kiss the blood, BD.
Колечко аж до
Another wedding
кости.
ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Ух, блять. Антония. Публичная библиотека Хилл-стрит.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
Okay.
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered.
Yeah. We know the MO. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
May as well follow the trail.
Ну, погнали. Блять, тебе сколько крови надо?
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
Ключик. Пятая квартира.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook. You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
Он прям ведет нас.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? Clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. You got a new MO. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident. Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What is the significance?
Вот там сумочка лежит. А, это типа нарисовали краской.
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
Так, сумочка. Лос-Анджелес, Мальдонадо, Норд-стрит. Действующий.
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
Окей. Ну, погнали. Значит, надо ехать проверять. Чё?
You're behind the wheel.
And where exactly are we going?
Ну, больше, по крайней мере, я не нашел ничего.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
Right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed
Опять
the
за
case.
свое.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting it.
I'm sure.
Wait just a moment.
One just a moment. Сейчас милфа какая-нибудь придет. Здорово.
Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive.
А теперь такая
And then they're
мертвая.
Antonia's room is upstairs. Last door on the left.
Последняя дверь слева.
We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
Hey, Cole, get moving.
Нихера тут срач. У меня даже в комнате чище.
Look at that.
Колечко есть.
Someone turned the place over.
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Мисс Мальдонадо, мертвое тело, Лос-Анджелес, Калифорния. И с Антонио Мальдонадом пациент Парсоном открыл Лос-Анджелес, Калифорния. Так, что тут? Что пишут? Уважаемый Антонио, в дополнение к вашему письму от 7 августа сообщаю, что ваше обращение в Верховный суд штата Калифорния принято и назначена дата судебного заседания. Номер дела 117 сентября. Мне известно, что ваш муж Анхель живет Калифорния. Необходимо явиться в окружной суд. Назначенный день. Хотя это не является обязательным условием, и многие женщины в вашей ситуации избегают этого, я бы посоветовал вам присутствовать на заседании. Моя практика показывает, что присутствие юстиции на рассмотрение подобных дел способно серьезно повлиять на ход заседания. А если ваш муж не явится в суд, ему пизда, что по вашим словам вполне вероятно, то это лишь повысит ваши шансы на успех. Окей. Фредерик Татарзаль, доктор права.
Okay, we have an address.
Так, разбитое окно.
Smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
Ну, вроде все. Погнали с бабулей болтать.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I've no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Юлиш.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who
Нихуя.
live under her roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar.
Bar.
She's been drinking quite a
Нихуя
lot.
ты ее
Does bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
Следы взлома.
You've had a break-in?
No, that can't be true.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Ну все, пизда тебе. Минус
Antonia and her
репутация.
husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
Can you describe the necklace?
An icon of Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's quite beautiful. I let Antonia hang
А,
up
фотографию браслета.
on the wall.
Фотографию браслета.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars, too. You should check it out.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we
Погнали
headed?
сначала в бар. Погнали в бар, а потом уже на хату. Обычно просто самый движ начинается на квартиру.
A nosy old hag? And I thought I was
Да-да-да.
coming on strong with the ex-wives line.
Торгуется.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah, me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. What did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her?
Oh
well?
shit,
Was she a
I'm
regular?
sorry.
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Так, посмотрим, что тут.
Say, honey, what time did you get off waiting tables?
Так, округ Лос-Анджелес, штат Калифорния. Настоящим уведомляю, что 8 августа 47-го Антония подала в Верховный суд прошение о расторжении брака с Анхелем Мальдонадо. Суд вызывает Анхеля Мальдонадо в качестве ответчика по гражданскому иску и постановляет 17 сентября явиться в Центральное окружное отделение Верховного суда штата Калифорния, дабы ответить на обвинение в жестоком обращении по отношению к своей супруге Антонии Мальдонадо и привести аргументы, если таковые имеются, против расторжения брака с истицей. Утверждено Эрл Брентом, судья штата Калифорния, 11 августа 47-го. Главный секретарь суда.
Divorce papers. Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
You want a tip?
Понятно.
Refill my coffee next time, honey.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Да ты знаешь.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try there. She seemed reluctant.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Sam has taken me to Palm Springs.
Okay.
You drove me up to Mojave.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself.
Закрыто.
Shut. Great. We'll need to come back later, Phelps. Maybe somebody here saw Antonia the night she died.
You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
Что-то вот в баре еще не до конца. Надо зайти там
You don't think it's
осмотреть.
strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No, no. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
Eggs running.
Where's that goddamn waitress?
A waitress.
Не
Can I
работает.
have another spoon?
You ought to meet Joe's buddy. Nice. Really?
Sir, do you work here?
Sorry, pal, just making deliveries.
From where?
Just Pig Fruit Market across the street.
A fruit market delivers here?
Yeah, sure does. The Mexes love a little slice with their tequila.
Fine, thanks.
So, how's your tuna fish salad?
Cover my shift on Wednesday. Have an update.
KTI Radio reminds you, make sure to sign up for your Social Security number. Applications available at your local post office. This is KTI.
Поехали на
How about
квартиру.
we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week.
Блять. Ну немножко...
Cole, come on!
Немножко устроили красоту здесь. Блять, вот они в таких красивых домах живут. Джеймс Беккер, Мюллер, Пьетри, Махон. $304.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest.
Чё за тупость нападать на копов? Вам же от этого потом хуже будет, лол. На. Красиво. Финбар.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, God damn it! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Да, весьма возможно. Бля, у Фопса такая причесочка.
Figured the whole place is going over. Then talk to the neighbors.
Давай
Phelps,
посмотрим.
I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Блять, тарелки в кровать. Так, тут ничего.
sure this means much.
Опа, кровавленная рубашечка.
This will take some explaining.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of
Свежие
Angel's
фрукты.
movement.
Вот стоит.
Just picked fruit market.
Хорошие
I wonder if
фрукты.
Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
The El Dorado must be a family favorite.
Извините.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
No good. Nobody here.
Бля.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Hello.
LAPD. ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
I kept thinking you were going to call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar.
Жесть. Финбаром, конечно, уезжает.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Message from Captain Donnelly, Detective. Your presence is requested urgently at Central Station. A new letter from the Dahlia killer has been found.
Thanks.
Так, мы погнали в отделение, получается. Нет, в свежих. Хотя... Да ёп, блин.
You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Погнали к начальству съездим. Посмотрим. Ну ты где, ёп? Шляпу потерял.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Anchor.
That price is outrageous. Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell is going on?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all this fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
You guys got a screw loose?
Я передумал, ты меня не обманешь, иди к черту.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
Будь проклят, знай, тебе придет пора. Один ты встретишь вражескую вечность. И зло любя познаешь власть добра. Изведаешь мучений бесконечность. Да будет, делай зло и жди, а потом к возмездию приди. Лишенный царского убранства, исчерпав бешенство и ложь. Позорным пленником падешь, безбрежности времен и безбрежности пространства.
Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley. Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
Finbar. Ля-ля-ля.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
My wife is so
Isn't that
dumb.
the cop who
She
caught the
stares
guy
at
that
orange
was
juice for
pretending
hours.
to be dead?
Well, it's our concentrated in the cart.
Ну
Improved your
здорово,
attitude, Angel?
Ангель.
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
Последний
So
контакт
your wife
жертвы.
paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
Да, нихуя.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her, and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right? But she went out, and I went out after her, and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car. It was a brown Ford Coupe.
Снят жертву
When we found your
украшений.
wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Процедура
You and
развода.
your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
Пиздёж?
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you, I wouldn't accept a divorce.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
Вот так вот.
Your
Кровавленная
wife has
рубашка.
been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something, or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Hippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
Гнали на рынок.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going?
Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. Have you seen the body? The fucking case just gnashed away to death. Wow. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk.
Закрыто.
Sir, I'm Wait, you look familiar.
Hey, from the bar, right? What brings you here?
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney. What can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. Look, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
Контакты
The
жертвы.
young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady.
Чё, шары свои к ней
Her husband went
подкатываешь?
apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She hadn't been back until last night.
Так,
Where did she go
перемещение.
from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Can you describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed to know the guy.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh.
Shh.
I got a call back for that Universal Chorus line.
На, блядь, с ноги.
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back
Нехиленько.
out there.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
Так, ножик.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. Must have seen it during the war.
Are you working Friday night? We should go out after.
Just don't know how to dance to bebop.
This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
Привет, сивы, бобылы.
God damn it, get after him, Cole! I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
You should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Belt.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Блядь,
Strange
что
that
с
he could
нашей
trail blood
машиной?
right back to his own brother.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Управление, блять, конечно, оставляет желать лучшего.
Now who's about to get bit?
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Почему угодно.
Outstanding job on this case.
Бухает уже.
The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Плюс бухло.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
We'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads. How can we fail? Skip with the Shadow leading the show. Who the fuck is the Shadow? Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming. Sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Жесть. Фелпс, призрак. Призрак. Белая туфелька смерти. Минус баба.
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand
Здорово.
morning it is too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Так, ладно, спасибо всем. Если тут кто-то еще есть. На сегодня все. Я парочку дел прошел. Будем потихонечку их проходить по мере их поступления. И всем хорошей ночи, дня и утра.